Opportunity to request Shri S.K. Mohanka, DIG CISF, and the author of Above and Beyond to please welcome our chief guest for the evening, Shri Jayesh Ranjan, IAS, Special Chief Secretary for the Metropolitan Area and Urban Development HMDA Limits. He is also the Special Chief Secretary for Sports. Sir is a distinguished administrator known for his visionary leadership and contribution to governance and urban development. I now request Shri S.K. Mohanka to please welcome Padma Vibhushan, Dr. D. Nageshwar Reddy, Chief AIG Hospitals, Hyderabad. Sir is a pioneer who redefined gastroenterology in India and a stalwart par excellence who is also the founder and chairman of Asian Institute of Gastroenterology. I now request Shri S.K. Mohanka to please welcome Shri B.P. Acharya, IAS retired. Sir was the Special Chief Secretary Planning in Telangana and was also the Director General for MCR HRD Institute of Telangana. We are also honored to welcome Shri Ajay Mishra, IAS retired. Sir was Special Chief Secretary to the Government of Telangana. Sir is also working as Director General of the Renewable Energy Society of India. May I request Shri S.K. Mohanka to please welcome Shri Sanjeev Chopra, IAS retired, former Director, Labasna. Our next guest on stage is Dr. Jitendra, IPS, retired DGP, Telangana. Sir served as the Principal Secretary to the government in the Home Department and was then the DGP of Telangana State on his retirement. I also request Shri S.K. Mohanka to please welcome Shri Naveen Mittal, IAS Special Chief Secretary, Department of Energy, Government of Telangana. Thank you, sir. They say every book carries a world within it, and today we are about to step into one such world. Behind every book lies a story beyond the pages, a journey of thought, effort, and experience. A book like Above and Beyond is not written overnight, it is lived over years. And in many ways, this book reflects not just aviation, but the spirit of going beyond limits in life. And on that note, we now move to an integral part of this evening, hearing from the distinguished voices who grace this stage today. It's my honor to first invite Padma Vibhushan, Dr. D. Nageshwar Reddy, Chief AIG Hospitals, Hyderabad, to kindly share his thoughts with us. May I now have the pleasure of inviting Shri Naveen Mittal to please address the gathering.
Dignitaries on the dais, Shiv Kumar Mohanka ji, and distinguished invitees. I'm really happy that we are here to celebrate a book which demystifies a very, I would say, complex and a world which we only see from outside, but we don't really get to see from inside. And he has taken us into that world and come up with this book. As many of the speakers before me said, it's really like an encyclopedic book because more than 50 pages in length. And over 30 years of experience, he has kind of, I would say, crystallized into these pages, talking about almost every conceivable aspect of aviation. I mean, Dr. Nageshwar Reddy Garu was talking about medical side of it. Jitendra ji was talking about the security side of it. There is a technical side of aircrafts in it. There is a historical aspect in it. There is an engineering design aspect in it. There is infrastructure side of it. There are passenger tips in it. So, I mean, he has really like looked at it from a 360-degree perspective and I would say brought out this book. And the book, I would say, is not something which you get from as Jitendraji was saying, from an armchair writer, but it is a book from a practitioner and book from an experiential writer, I would say. And that is the most wonderful part of this book. I mean, I've been in administration for 30 years, and I can tell you that it's extremely difficult to balance both the professional side of it and the personal side of it. But bridging the two, he has also found time to write this book. So that is also very creditable, and I think the credit also goes to ma'am also in supporting him and in I would say helping him in coming out and translating his ideas which he had into physical form. So I really wish that this book becomes I would say a compulsory reading in the aviation circles. It's a book for policymakers. It's a book for students. It's a book for passengers. It's a book for those who are involved with the various aspects of aviation. It's a book for everyone, and I'm sure that each one of you who will read this book, and not just in this room but outside this room, would really have something to take home in terms of new knowledge as well as something to really learn. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your gracious words. I now invite Shri Pradeep Panikar, CEO, Hyderabad Airport, to please say a few words.
Good evening to the dignitaries on dais and ladies and gentlemen. This is a very surprise which Mohanka threw on me. I was actually not expected to speak at this event. I think it's an honor to be here and speak to all of you. I had the privilege of reading the draft version of the book. So I have not read the published version of the book, let me honestly say, because he actually had given me one real, that pota, which I think someone else talked about. And it was a spiral bound book, and I had gone through it. And even when I read that, I knew this book is something which is a masterpiece, because there's a lot of passion it has gone into the book. And if you go through, it is written in such a simple manner, and you can pick up any chapter and read. It's very anecdotal. And there are a lot of anecdotes that have gone in one by one. And I have been in this industry for the last almost 22 years, and I still found a lot of things new in this book. So, I mean, congratulations to him to have actually put together the book. And like many speakers before me did mention, it isn't an easy job, especially given the kind of job he's in, that he is able to get time to fulfill this passion. So in such a way, it's an inspiration for many of us actually to do what we love along with our jobs. I know what he told me was that during the time when he was writing the book, he would get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and then spend a few hours on the book, and thereafter is when he would actually get into the normal schedule. So everything requires sacrifice, and there's a lot of sacrifice just put in, and it's for everyone else to see. And those who have not read the book, I would encourage them to get a hand on the copy and please go through it. It will make you better, at least in terms of knowing how aviation works. With this, I would like to thank you all, and thank you, Mohanka ji, for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now my distinct honor and privilege to introduce the man of the evening, Sri Shiv Kumar Mohanka. An alumnus of Jawaharlal Nehru University, he pursued his MA and MPhil before joining the civil services to the 1992 examination, embarking on a journey defined by dedication, discipline, and excellence. With over 3 decades of distinguished service in the CISF, Sri Mohanka has led from the front, handling some of the most critical and challenging assignments in the aviation sector. His remarkable contributions span key airports such as Patna, Bangalore, and Mumbai. Notably, during his tenure, Mumbai Airport achieved global recognition and was adjudged among the world's best airports, an accomplishment that stands as a testament to his exceptional leadership and operational acumen. A recipient of the President's Police Medal for Meritorious Service and several other distinguished honors, he is not only a highly decorated officer but also a passionate aviation enthusiast. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in extending a warm and enthusiastic round of applause as I invite Sri Shiv Kumar Mohanka to address the gathering.
गुड इवनिंग। मंचासीन बहुत ही सीनियर लोग, जयश्री रंजन सर, रेड्डी सर, संजीव चोपड़ा सर, हमारे सारे मेंटर रहे हुए सर लोग, लेडीज़ एंड जेंटलमैन, नौकरी बहुत चीज़ सिखाती है, कुछ खट्टी, कुछ मीठी, कुछ एक्सपीरियंस। ऊपर वाले इनकरेज करते हैं, नीचे वाले खिंचाई करते हैं, इनडिसिप्लिन करते हैं। आपको शाम में जब घर लौटते हो टोटली मिक्स्ड फीलिंग होती है, जैसा हवाई जहाज़ के डब्बे में होती है। 50 किस्म के इमोशन होते हैं। कोई नौकरी के लिए जाता होता है, कोई हनीमून के लिए जाता होता है, कोई अपनी माँ को छोटे डब्बे में हरिद्वार के लिए ले जा रहा होता है। हवाई जहाज़ का डब्बा एक मिक्स्ड एक्सपीरियंस का डब्बा होता है, मिक्स्ड इमोशन का डब्बा होता है। शाम के समय जब ऑफिस से घर जाते हैं तो दिन भर एनालाइज करने में वैसे ही कई खट्टे मीठे मिक्स्ड एक्सपीरियंस होते हैं। अगले दिन सवेरे जग के ब्रह्म मुहूर्त में अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस को लिखना, 7 साल तक लिखना, उसका रिजल्ट यही किताब है। एविएशन बहुत ही ग्रो कर रहा है और बहुत ज़्यादा स्कोप है ग्रो करने का। 10 सालों में हमारे एयरपोर्ट की संख्या डबल हो गई है, पैसेंजर्स की संख्या लगभग ट्रिपल हो गई है, नंबर ऑफ एयरक्राफ्ट बढ़ते जा रहे हैं, कनेक्टिविटी इम्प्रूव कर रही है, नेटवर्क इम्प्रूव कर रहा है। टायर 2, टायर 3 सिटीज़ में जहाँ ठीक से ट्रेन नहीं पहुँची है, एक्सप्रेस ट्रेन नहीं है, लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस ट्रेन नहीं है, झारसुगुड़ा वगैरह में, वहाँ पे हवाई जहाज़ आ गया है। ऐसा किसी ने आज से 20-25 साल पहले सोचा भी नहीं था। और वो लोग जब फर्स्ट टाइम जर्नी करते हैं बहुत डरे हुए होते हैं। इनफैक्ट आई शुड से दैट अर्बन स्पेस में भी जब आप एयरपोर्ट पहुंच जाते हो फोरकोर्ट में, वहाँ से लेकर आपके दिल में शंकाएं होती हैं, एंग्जाइटीज़ होती हैं। पता नहीं एयरलाइन वाला क्या बोलेगा, वज़न ज़्यादा हो जाएगा, कम हो जाएगा, हम 2 kg गंगा जल लेके जा रहे हैं, वो अलाउ करेगा नहीं करेगा, सिक्योरिटी वाला क्या निकाल देगा, इमिग्रेशन वाला क्या गलती ढूंढ लेगा पासपोर्ट में, वीज़ा में। जब सब कुछ हो जाता है तो आप फील करते हो अब देन दैट रिलैक्स्ड टाइम आपका जो होता है, जो आधे घंटे 20 मिनट जो मिलता है बोर्डिंग के पहले का, उसमें आप मज़े करते हो पनिक्कर साहब की मेहरबानी से। ये खा लो, वो खा लो, अच्छे अच्छे ब्रांड के कपड़े ले लो। तो आज का एयरपोर्ट बहुत ही खूबसूरत मॉल है। मॉल के बीच में एक जगह कहीं पर, तो मतलब एयरपोर्ट में फ्लाइंग का भी काम होता है, बहुत सारे काम होते हैं। अब तो आसपास में होटल्स हैं, हॉस्पिटल्स हैं, क्या नहीं है। एयरपोर्ट इज़ अ फुल फ्लेजेड इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट जोन। और सिटीज़ लाइक हैदराबाद, बेंगलोर, जहाँ पर कि शहर से बहुत दूर एयरपोर्ट बनाए गए हैं, सिटी उधर खींची चली आई है। बुक का सीडिंग, जो वो श्रीकार सीड के बारे में बता रहे थे, जो कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे थे, बुक का सीडिंग कांधार अटैक के बाद हुआ था। गवर्नमेंट ने एक सरकारी आदेश निकाला शासन का और सिक्योरिटी सीआईएसएफ को दे दी। हम लोग एयरपोर्ट पे पहुंच गए, सिक्योरिटी आती थी, एविएशन नहीं आता था। इस सिस्टम में बहुत ज़्यादा कॉन्फिडेंशियलिटी है, कोई स्टेक होल्डर अपने बारे में दूसरे को नहीं बताना चाहता है। दिसंबर क्राइसिस जो इंडिगो का हुआ, उसके पहले लोगों को ये नहीं पता था कि राइट ऑफ पैसेंजर है, जिसमें ग्रेडेड पेनाल्टी है और ग्रेडेड पैसेंजर को हेल्प करने का प्रावधान है। 1 कप चाय से लेके 10,000 रुपये की पेनाल्टी तक है। आपको होटल का अकोमोडेशन है, अगर डिलेज है, कैंसिलेशंस है, तो पैसेंजर का जो राइट है वो नहीं पता था। मतलब ये पूरा का पूरा इकोसिस्टम इज फुल ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंशियलिटी। एक स्टेक होल्डर दूसरे स्टेक होल्डर को अपने बारे में जनरली नहीं बताना चाहता है। तो those mysterious aspect of aviation has been brought here. I hope it will be useful to the passengers and laymen. धीरे धीरे पढ़ के, सिविल इंजीनियरिंग की किताबों को पढ़ के, रनवे के बारे में, लाइटिंग सिस्टम के बारे में, टर्मिनल के बारे में। एयरपोर्ट के टर्मिनल बहुत ही कम्प्लेक्स स्ट्रक्चर होते हैं। सिविल इंजीनियर जो अगर एयरपोर्ट के टर्मिनल बना सकता है तो वो कुछ भी बना सकता है, वो सबसे अच्छा सिविल इंजीनियर होगा। एक एक एयरपोर्ट में 90 लिफ्ट्स होती हैं। आपको कहाँ तक जा सकते हैं, कहाँ तक नहीं जा सकते हैं, किधर आपको अलाउड है लिफ्ट, एक फ्लोर पे दूसरी तरफ खुलती है। पैसेंजर्स की एंग्जाइटीज़ को एड्रेस करने के लिए 1500 पैसेंजर के 1500 पैसेंजर्स का सर्वे किया। उनसे पूछा कि व्हाट आर योर प्रॉब्लम्स विथ रिगार्ड टू एविएशन, व्हाट डू यू थिंक। लोगों ने तरह तरह की बातें बताई। हाउ कैन अ प्रेग्नेंट वुमेन ट्रेवल, हाउ कैन a stretcher patient travel, what if I miss my connecting flight, I have to go to Dubai to attend a wedding, I have to carry jewelry, लौटने पर custom officer is asking for taxes। तो एंग्जाइटीज बहुत सारी थी। जब उनको कोलेट किया तो दे बिकेम 262। उनको कोशिश की इसमें आंसर करने का कि सो दैट नॉलेज इज पावर, एविएशन ग्रो कर रहा है। अगर आपके पास में राइट इन्फॉर्मेशन, ऑथेंटिक इन्फॉर्मेशन है तो आपके बेवकूफ़ बनने का चांस कम हो जाता है। यू विल टेक राइट डिसीजन एंड योर जर्नी विल बी कंफर्टेबल एंड पीपल विल नॉट बी एबल टू स्क्वीज मनी आउट ऑफ इट और मेक यू harassed। एविएशन हैज़ अ ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ करियर अपॉर्चुनिटी। एविएशन का जितना ग्रोथ हो रहा है उतना मैन पावर अवेलेबल नहीं है, रिसोर्सेज अवेलेबल नहीं है। रिजल्ट क्या है? हॉस्पिटलिटी इंडस्ट्री से एविएशन सेक्टर में लोग जा रहे हैं, होटल इंडस्ट्री से जा रहे हैं। तो एविएशन रिलेटेड ट्रेनिंग स्ट्रक्चर, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर भी बहुत कम है। सेकेंड गैप है मेंटेनेंस रिपेयर ओवरऑल का, एमआरओ का, गराज का। कार तो खरीद लिया, कार बहुत यूज़ हो रही है, लेकिन गराज नहीं है। सिंगापुर जाता है ठीक होने के लिए, दूसरी कंट्रीज जाता है। ग्रेजुअली इंडिया में थोड़े थोड़े बन रहे हैं और बहुत अच्छे। और गर्व की बात है कि हैदराबाद में जो एमआरओ है जीएमआर का, वो बहुत ही अच्छा है। और हैदराबाद में ही जीएमआर के सहयोग से इंजन का एमआरओ बना है, जो कि फर्स्ट है इंडिया में, फर्स्ट है। 300 नैरो बॉडी इंजन रिपेयर हो सकेंगी यहाँ पे। अदरवाइज यहाँ सिर्फ इंजन में कोई खराबी होने पर खोल के मैन्युफैक्चरर के पास भेज देते हैं और नई इंजन लाके लगा देते हैं। दैट्स व्हाट द फैसिलिटीज वे आर अवेलेबल। वी हैव अ लॉट ऑफ गैप इन द इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर ऑफ एविएशन, वी नीड टू फुलफिल देम। एंड जो अच्छा ग्रोथ एविएशन का तभी हो सकता है जो सिर्फ एयरपोर्ट बना देना नहीं चलेगा। एयरपोर्ट के साथ साथ लार्ज नंबर ऑफ अदर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, मैन पावर ट्रेनिंग भी चाहिए। जेंडर न्यूट्रल है। इनफैक्ट एविएशन सेक्टर इज इंकरेजिंग वुमेन, देयर इज अ ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ पार्टिसिपेशन ऑफ वुमेन इन एविएशन सेक्टर। तो नेशनल ऑब्जेक्टिव के हिसाब से भी एविएशन एक बहुत अच्छा इंडस्ट्री है। एविएशन आज के दिन पॉलिटिकल पावर है, एयर स्पेस पॉलिटिकल पावर है। एयर स्पेस ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट को रोक देता है और बढ़ा देता है। इस इंडस्ट्री में देयर इज स्कोप ऑफ जीरो एरर। हॉस्पिटल जाने का स्कोप होता है रोड एक्सीडेंट में, रेल एक्सीडेंट में। ये वाले एक्सीडेंट में हॉस्पिटल जाने का स्कोप बहुत कम होता है। एक आदमी बच जाता है अहमदाबाद क्रैश में, ये उसका मुकद्दर हो सकता है या उसके बच्चों का मुकद्दर हो सकता है। एविएशन के एक्सीडेंट के मिस्ट्रीज कभी सॉल्व नहीं होते हैं, बिकॉज मशीन नहीं बचती है, मशीन चलाने वाले नहीं बचते हैं मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम। तो मिस्ट्रीज सॉल्व नहीं होते। इन्वेस्टिगेशन कुछ हद तक प्रोग्रेस करता है, कुछ फैक्ट्स आ जाते हैं, और मशीन बनाने वाला जो कंपनी होती है, बोइंग हो, बम्बार्डियर हो, एयरबस हो, कोई भी हो, वो पूरी कोशिश करता है जो मैन बिहाइंड द मशीन पे आरोप लगाने का। मशीन तो बहुत अच्छी थी। ये सब बिजनेस इंटरेस्ट है। सर बोल रहे थे, रेड्डी सर बोल रहे थे कि वाशिंगटन डीसी के सिक्योरिटी स्क्रीनिंग बहुत अच्छी है, और उन्होंने मतलब तुरंत क्लियर कर दिया, ज़्यादा तंग नहीं किया। सर हम लोग 3 जनरेशन पुरानी मशीन पे काम कर रहे हैं। अभी जो स्मिथ की एक्सरे बैगेज इंस्पेक्शन सिस्टम हम यूज़ कर रहे हैं सर, वो 30, 35, 40 लाख रुपए की है, और वो जो 3D स्कैनर यूज़ कर रहे हैं वो सर 5 करोड़ की है। आज के दिन हम लोग जो डोर फ्रेम मेटल डिटेक्टर यूज़ कर रहे हैं सर, वो मुश्किल से 2.5-3 लाख रुपए का है। जो फुल बॉडी स्कैनर जो आज के दिन यूज़ कर रहे हैं वो लोग, वो सर 2.25 करोड़ का है। तो अभी हमारी प्रॉब्लम है, जो जयेश रंजन साहब की प्रॉब्लम है, नवीन मित्तल साहब की प्रॉब्लम है कि रोड बनाए, पानी पहुंचाए, बिजली पहुंचाए, या एयरपोर्ट पर सिक्योरिटी के लिए नई मशीन लगाए। पैसे तो उतने ही हैं, अल्टीमेटली पुल एंड पुश है। उस पैसे को किधर लगाएं, कितना लगाएं, कहाँ तक करें? नॉलेज इज पावर सर। अगर ये बुक एविएशन इकोसिस्टम के लोगों को कुछ कंट्रीब्यूट कर पाती है, इसको जार्गन मैंने कोशिश की है कम से कम सर यूज़ करने का। और जो स्कूल चिल्ड्रन के लिए बोल रहे थे सर, मैं एक एनसीईआरटी के लिए चैप्टर लिख रहा हूँ, एविएशन एज अ करियर। तो आई होप उसमें लिख रहा हूँ सर, अगले 2-3 महीने में हो जाएगा। तो अगर वो यूज़ होता है और लोग अगर उसको पढ़ते हैं और बच्चे अगर अट्रैक्ट होते हैं एविएशन एज अ करियर की ओर, तो दैट विल बी अ वेरी गुड कंट्रीब्यूशन टू एविएशन इकोसिस्टम। आप सभी का मैं बहुत हार्दिक धन्यवाद करता हूं, और अपनी फैमिली का, खास करके पत्नी, बच्चे का, बहू का, कि उन्होंने मुझे मौका दिया, समय दिया, मोहब्बत दिया, ताकि मैं इनकरेज किया, मैं किताब को कर पाया। और लास्टली पहला उड़ान भरने वाला तो हनुमान था, संजीवनी बूटी लाने के लिए। और अब तो इतने विमान चल रहे हैं कि आकाश में छोटे विमान भी चल रहे हैं, और उम्मीद है ई-विटॉल भी आएगा जब एयर टैक्सी चलेगी, जब हम लोग सिकंदराबाद से हैदराबाद और हैदराबाद से नलगोंडा छोटे छोटे जहाज़ों पे जा पाएंगे। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद।
Thank you, sir. From the balloon wars of 1794 to the age of AI-powered drones, this remarkable work by you, sir, takes us on a breathtaking journey through the evolution of aviation. It is not just a book, but an encyclopedic exploration of everything that makes air travel what it is today. In every sense, it is not just informative, it is insightful, relatable, and truly inspiring. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to bring this incredible journey to life. And this is the moment that we've all been waiting for. May I request our honorable chief guest and the distinguished dignitaries on the dais to kindly come forward for the official unveiling of Above and Beyond by Shiv Kumar Mohanka, DIG, CISF. Thank you, sir. I now request Sri Jayesh Ranjan, Special Chief Secretary, Government of Telangana, and the chief guest for today to please address the gathering.
Hello. Greetings to all the dignitaries on the dais, Dr. Nageshwar Reddy Garu, Ajay Mishra sir, Dr. Jitender, Sanjeev Chopra sir, BP Acharya sir, Naveen, Pradeep ji, Shiv Kumar ji, distinguished members in the audience. When you are the final speaker, you need lots of luck. I had actually planned to say 5-6 things, and I found that someone or the other has exactly said the same things. In fact, when Naveen mentioned that this should be made compulsory reading, my heart actually sank because I was planning to use that rhetoric. So then I thought, what new can I bring to the table? So Ajay Mishra sir, when he was speaking, he mentioned, try to find if this book has missed out on anything. So I also had the privilege of getting an advanced copy. I'd read the book. So I could think of 3 things which have not been covered adequately. The first is that with a 250-gram toothpaste, can I attack a fellow passenger or hijack a plane? So this is question 1. Question 2 is, who decides the menu on Indigo flights? And question 3 is that some years ago, there was this airlines called Kingfisher Airlines, and the founder of the airlines would come in the beginning and claim that I have selected each of these air hostesses. So what did it mean? I mean, does it mean that he has some special knowledge of how to select air hostesses? Others don't follow that deep process. So these are the 3. Samajh rahe hain, Shiv Kumar ji. So your third book should be on some of these. Of course, there are other things like what happened to MH370. I'm sure science will reveal all those. But these questions, I don't think, at least in our generation, we'll be able to find answers. But nevertheless, I really commend you. First of all, it's a brilliant idea to write a book about the aviation sector. Everyone has an interest, but obviously no one knows the entirety about it. In fact, I was on the board of the GMR airport for more than 10 years. And even when I read the book, I realized that 90% of it is not known to me. So it's something very, very remarkable. And while Naveen did say that it should be made compulsory reading, I also would like to say the same thing. It uncovers such interesting, such enriching facets. And it's all the more important that we are releasing. The first release of this book is happening here in Hyderabad. Many of you would know about Hyderabad's association with the world of civil aviation. Many of you would know that the 7th Nizam started an airlines called the Deccan Airways. And of course, it was not the first private airlines. Tata, Mr. J.R.D. Tata had preceded him. I think his airline started in 1930s. But still, it was very courageous for a state. Hyderabad was a state, as we all know, to have its own airlines. Some of you may not know this, but the country's first aviation simulator was established here in Hyderabad. Indian Airlines had the first training facility, which still exists. And of course, again, technically not the first, but in a very mainstream way, the first PPP airport was started in Hyderabad. Technically, the first one is in Cochin, but it was not a single corporate which started that. It was a bunch of NRIs who established that airport. But as we all know, the GMR airport is the first PPP airport, and obviously an airport which has won possibly the maximum number of awards for an airport of that size. So it's very kind of interesting that we are getting this event organized here. As I mentioned, everyone else has already mentioned this. This book throws lots of new thoughts, new ideas. And most importantly, see, all of us would have read hundreds and thousands of books in your lifetime, but the format of this book is very, very unusual. I, frankly speaking, have not come across a book of this format too frequently. This book actually packs lots of information in small capsules. So you can read the book from anywhere. It's not that you have to read from page 1 and page 2 and all that. Just randomly you can pick. Every nugget of information hits you, makes you smile, makes you think. So you can read it anywhere. And as Dr. Reddy and others pointed out, the illustrations add to the quality of that book. Very funny and amusing kind of illustrations. So the format also is very, very reader friendly. Since I was given the complimentary copy, I could not make out what is the price of the book. But my guess is that will also be reader friendly. But nevertheless, whatever it costs, you must own a book. You must read it. And on a day when you are feeling absolutely bored, this is a great book to spend time with. It will not only give you new ideas, new information, but also help you understand the whole business of business, meaning the whole activity of flying from a new perspective. All of us travel. Many of us who have traveled so frequently, it just becomes a chore. You just go there, get dropped. Someone from GMR protocol will come, help you get inside. You keep checking when is the boarding announcement happening. You just rush through. But having read this kind of books, your eyes open. You start seeing things which you had not noticed before. And many of these are very, very fascinating aspects. So great that you could attempt a book of this kind and that you have pulled it off so successfully. I mean, there's a very thin line of this becoming an extremely boring and book which just has pages and pages and pages of description about airport operations, which obviously an employee of an airport would have to be told to read it, vis-a-vis a book which fascinates everyone, whether you are a frequent flyer, occasional flyer, or you are connected with the aviation ecosystem in some tangential way. Whatever your interest is, there is something or the other in this book for you. So बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो आपको और आशा करते हैं आपकी कलम जो है चलती रहेगी. आप you please I mean be as prolific as you can be, and since you have invited me as the chief guest, please also ensure that when I pass through security, I am not detained beyond maybe 5 seconds or something. Some people have extra knack of going all over you and all that. So please display my photograph so that people know that I have to be given some special kind of a passage. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your support and for your inspiring words. As a small token of our appreciation and gratitude to our esteemed guests for gracing this occasion, I request Shri S.K. Mohanka, DIG CISF, and the author of Above and Beyond to kindly present mementos to our esteemed guests on the dais. I'd also like to invite Dr. Ramesh Kanaganti and Dr. Linga Srinivas from the Shrikar Group of Companies to come up on stage and give away the mementos.
आप तो बोर्ड मेंबर हो ना,
There's a very good news to share. One of our guests, Shri Pradeep Panikar, some of you may know of him as the CEO of our Hyderabad airport. It's an amazing coincidence. Just while this function was going on, he has been elevated to the CEO of the Delhi airport. So, a round of applause for a very well-deserved promotion. We will miss you here, but do take care of us in Delhi.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Dr. Ramesh Kanaganti, Chairman, National Security Studies and Founder, Director of Center for Human Security Studies, to please deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Ramesh Kannaganti, as introduced by my friend. Most important aspect of any function is heartfully thanking the people worked for making the event a grand success. So gratitude is the best attitude, and also recognizing the physical and intellectual labor by one and all to make the event a grand success. I want to thank Dr. Nageshwar Reddy sir, for your thought leadership in the field of gastroenterology. It doesn't matter where you are born, but what matters is, do you have the right kind of intent, content and character to make it big in life? That's what your life shows, sir. Put your hands together for Padma Vibhushan, Dr. Nageshwar Reddy sir. And we have Special Chief Secretary Jayesh Ranjan sir. You are the symbol, or you symbolizes both the glamour and grammar. The glamour of administration and the glamour of making it big and visible to the public that government is working. Put your hands together for Jayesh Ranjan sir. Without energy security, human security cannot be summed up. The important critical aspect of human security, if you see, coastal security, aviation security, energy security, food security, health security, environmental security, and transportation security, etc. Right now we have someone who is and who has been illuminating the state of Telangana. Energy Secretary Sri Naveen Mittal sir. Put your hands together. Sir, thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate your presence, sir. And then, as the author of the book, my senior from Delhi JNU, Sri Shivkumar Mohanka sir, aptly put it, airspace must be safe, airport also must be safe, so that the prosperity or the... So, Panikkar sir from Hyderabad, CEO Airport, Hyderabad to Delhi. Sir, all the best, sir. Wish you the best. All the audience, put your hands together. We have my senior again from Delhi JNU, Dr. Jitendra sir. Very sweet, very, very humble, but very meticulously. The police, the art and science of policing has been done in the state of Telangana, which is just a 14-year-old Telangana. Put your hands together for Dr. Jitendra sir, former DGP of the state of Telangana. So Ganga Daba की बात हो रही, so हमारा JNU का दिन भी याद आ रहा है. So anyway, now coming back to the man of the moment, man of the series and man of the match, both goes to Shivkumar Mohanka sir. Put your hands together for the author. Very, very well thought. The thought leadership is represented through CISF, Central Industrial Security Force, out of CRPF, CISF,